was great. It's like 13 days straight of work, so it was fantastic. So it's not a day off. Fantastic.
They got it.
Oh. Okay, I have 9 o'clock, so I'd like to call to order the meeting of the Criminal Justice and County Affairs Committee. First up, is there any changes that may be made to the agenda? Okay, seeing none, we'll proceed as the agenda is presented. Is there a call to the public? Does anybody would like to speak at this moment? I see no one here physically. Is there anybody
There's no one online.
on the line? We will have another opportunity towards the end of the meeting. Okay, getting right into it. First up is considering approving the secondary road patrol and traffic accident prevention program application effective October 1st, 2022 until September 30th, 2023 in the amount of $148,604.83 and authorize the board chair to sign the same. We have with us the sheriff.
Morning, this is the standard secondary road patrol, commonly known as 416. We've utilized it for years. It's just the application process. It's money that we get back from the state of Michigan to offset one of the positions we have over the years. It's consistently been cut and decimated and lowered and whatever else. Happy to announce that the legislators in Lansing were able to stabilize that funding this year and got a consistent flow of funds that will come into that. I think we'll actually see that go up. We usually see a little more money come into that towards the end of the year anyways. They kind of adjust that for us, but I think we'll see that number come up in the next maybe fiscal year for the state. So that's a great positive thing for us. So, and that's pretty self-explanatory. The secondary road patrol responds to accidents anything off Michigan highways and expressways. They run traffic and work the secondary roads as that assignment. So we do have somebody that's in that full time, and that's what it does.
It'd be great if we can expand it to get, say, another deputy paid for road patrol.
You know, we have,
Yeah.
and you know, prior to my time, there was a couple, but it's been cut. So we pulled out of that. But there are some sheriff's officers, bigger ones, like Oakland and stuff. They have 15, 20 deputies in it. So that, when they start cutting those funds, that really impacts them a lot. So it was a lot of work. We've been after this for a long time. MSA, Sheriff Association, and their lobbyists and everybody else, and some of the legislators have pushed and pushed and pushed and finally got it stabilized. So I hope the same, Commissioner.
I know I always hear a lot of stuff about my district is rural and people getting out of there, but people don't realize actually how many miles are involved.
Yeah.
You take one township, that's 36 square miles, and my whole district was over 100 square miles.
That's one of the things when I go to the township meetings, the whole county, it's one of the things we hear the most is traffic related. Somebody's driving fast on this road, and with our limited staffing and ability, we can go work a section of road, maybe slow them down, but the second you leave, they're right back at us. There's just not enough resources to throw at it. But the secondary road patrol is nice because they don't take, unless we're short or some emergency, they don't take complaints. They just if a complaint comes in, it holds, and then they continue to work traffic. So that's nice. They can stay in an area and work it for a while.
Yeah, I do appreciate the reports on the townships, especially when I get to hear it 4 or 5 times in a row. So in case I'm not paying attention, I'll get to hear all the details.
As the leaves start to change, I'll probably head back out. So it takes me
so.
about fall to almost the first of the year to get through all of them, so.
I know all the
Fantastic.
townships really appreciate the update. Like,
Problem is, like, there's like 7 of them on the same night, so it takes like 7 months to kind of get through.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we'll be back at it soon.
Yep, we've seen seen it before, this one's before, like I said, we'll take whatever we can to get those secondary roads looked at. I don't have any questions.
Nothing out of our pocket, so.
I'll move to bring forward to the VOC meeting on Tuesday. Consider approving the secondary road patrol traffic accident prevention program application.
And I will support that. Is there any more discussion? See none, we will vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. That has passed and we will move this forward to the work session. Thank you,
Thanks,
Sarah.
ladies, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, next up, we have Minnie Lux from the county clerk, and we have consider approving the request from Isabella County Clerk Office to provide divorce packets at the cost of $50 per packet, effective immediately. We actually discussed this at the last meeting quite a bit, but we needed to have go back for legal, correct?
Yes, if I can read to you, I don't know, I don't think it was sent out to you what legal said.
No.
Okay. Mindy, I have no legal objection to the county clerk selling legal forms for use by individual litigants. It is my understanding that the forms you will use for the combined divorce packets are all SCIO approved forms. The limitations on the court selling the forms do apply to the county clerk in their capacity as county clerk and not as circuit court clerk. To avoid any indication of providing legal advice, I recommend a disclaimer that the clerk is not providing legal advice and cannot assist with completing the forms. It is up to the individual to read and understand the forms and to complete them accurately. If they need legal advice, they may be told to consult with an attorney. Please consult me if you have any questions further. So I can sell them as county clerk. And I did a disclaimer too for you guys to see that would be on top of the packets.
Even though you do have them notarized, would that affect the notarization? Don't you guys do notarize or not?
My stamp goes on every divorce decree over there anyways. All the paperwork
Okay.
that they sign, it always goes on them. So no matter if they get them from an attorney or the library or wherever they get them,
Okay,
that's what he was looking into to make sure.
okay, that was, yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's no conflict of interest on it.
Well,
Basically, what he's saying is I can sell them over here all I want. In the courts, you know, that's when I guess the SCIO can raise a fuss if they want to.
okay, so when the forms get turned in,
They don't get turned into me, they go
Go
over
to
to
the
my
court.
window.
up to the window,
Window one,
and do they have to be notarized before that point?
not by me. We don't
Okay.
notarize anything that goes into the courts.
Okay, that's what,
It's just it's signed by the circuit court clerk, which is me
okay,
with my stamp over there.
that's what I was wondering where the gray areas were.
And I don't have any further questions.
I do not
All right.
either.
I just needed to find out though also if it is okay to sell them for 50, if that price was okay. I put in
Right.
there the difference, and basically that's just getting back what we have into them, because they are carbon copies, not like a regular copy. They are forms that we purchased, and they're the 3-form carbon copies, so they don't have to make any type of copies themselves. So they're high-end forms.
I think what the map shows were within
Right,
reason.
and we're not like, what is it, Marquette or, no, Iron County. Wait, who's?
Oh, they're only 25, that
They're
was
only
on,
25.
that was on
Sorry. Somebody was 250, I thought. Let's see.
that was on the cremations,
Oh, that was cremations, okay.
I think the highest one was 75. for a
75
packet.
at right
Oh,
next to
Midland,
us.
right. So
Yes,
we're-
Midland.
Yeah.
And she, I don't know how, but she sells hers in the courts, but
Okay,
I'm not gonna.
I don't have any problem.
getting back our supply costs. All right, move to bring forward to the VOC meeting on Tuesday, the request from Isabella County Clerk's Office to provide divorce packets at a cost of $50 per packet.
And I will support that. Any more discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. That has passed and we will move that forward to the work session.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, consider approving the computer systems and software license sales agreement between Fiddler Technologies and Isabella County on behalf of Isabella County Clerk and Schedule A Apex Vital Record System Life Cycle Program and authorize the board chair to sign the same. So cloud-based system, give us a,
Well, actually, first starting off with the computer system and software, we had, I would say about 6 RFPs that came in. And we went through all of them. My biggest thing, especially with the budget the way it is right now, I didn't want some of them, they need $90,000 upfront or more. I wanted someone that was gonna come in and I knew it would be, you know, maybe 1,000 more, whatever a month, but I would be able to just do a monthly payment and not have any upfront money and not have to utilize or purchase any new types of computers. So Fiddler was one that came through and was able to provide me with this. And if you note on, they have a cost spreadsheet in here for you to see. So $2,800 a month, and that is locked in for 5 years. Now that's for the system. Right now, currently, I think I am paying $2,050 for Avenue. We've had Avenue over 25 years, but they cannot. They are the ACS that we used to have, and it's they're not coming out with anything new for us. We're having a hard time staying in the futuristic model that we're trying to do with websites and allocate things for customers online. So 2,800, and they were offering me everything I could think of. Plus, if there's other things that they're going to take care of, my Board of Commissioner minutes so that we can have them right online, and they have the software that will, if someone wants to look up road commission approval on whatever, it goes and it pulls it out, and it'll pull those minutes out so they can see that, or they can see an agreement. I'll be able to scan everything in the county clerk's office so that it can be readily available for people to purchase online. It depends if you guys want them to purchase it or if you guys want them to print it off free, that'll be down the road. But those are items that are included in the 2,800, along with keeping all of my birth certificates, marriage licenses, death certificates, DBAs, everything that my office provides. This software will keep track of it and allow us to go back in, retrieve it, print it, send it to the state. That price also included 3 counter micro PCs or kiosks, so people will be able to come in and do their marriage license right out in the hallway, type it all in, so that the accuracy of, because currently right now they'll fill it out on a piece of paper and give it to us, and then we got to retype it into the system. And if we make an error, you know, it's just so many, it's so much room for error. This way they can do it right on the kiosk. We have a barcode scanner. We'll scan it. It flows into the system. We print it out. They look it over and away they go. So, and this also allows us to put more things on the website so that it's more user friendly too. And I really liked how they like to work with us. They've worked in other counties here. I think we have 5 or 6, maybe more counties that have worked with them, and I've spoken to 3 of the counties and they're very satisfied with them. So they do have a Michigan base, which was another priority to me. I wanted someone where I could speak to them and not have to speak to Texas or California or and they're very nice, and they're coming here and they're doing all the training for that. There's no upfront price for training, installation, project management, everything is included for that 2,800 a month. And they're not going to, I don't have to pay for it upfront. They'll just start with the first day I go active, then I'll just have to start making my monthly payments. So to me, that's a big plus with our county budget. I don't have to ask or allocate for more funds, and we already figured everything out into the budget currently for 2022-2023. Avenue, oh, and it includes the avenue conversion, which means pulling everything out of the avenue and putting it into Fiddler, which is another big, so we don't have to pay for that either.
You said you'd be putting documents online as well. Is that hard copy documents that would
Every-
go on as well?
Everything that is allowed by law. Like right now, there's something coming down from legislation where we're not allowed to have addresses of certain people and date of births and stuff. So your birth certificates won't be on there. Your death certificates, unless things change. But what they will be able to do is go on and see if, is my birth certificate in Isabella County? And if it is, then they're able to request it online, pay for it online, and then we will be alerted and we will process it and mail it out to them. So they don't have to physically come here. So let's say, you know, another COVID wave hit. This, even though we'd have to be in here processing it, they're able to get online, order it, pay for it, verify who they are, because they have to upload their driver's license, because we do have to make sure it is that person receiving that birth certificate. Death certificates are not like that, but just your birth certificates are pretty sacred. And then my biggest thing was the board meeting minutes, and even how each department, they may not know where an agreement was from how many years ago. This, I'll be able to have Kelsey sit there and continuously back scan everything all the way back, so that it'll be easier for us to find things from the past. Like Jake needed an agreement from a skid loader, I think it was in 2000. Right now, the way they have it, everything's paper copy, and it's,
I've tried to go back on some of the
Oh,
minutes
my
on some
goodness.
stuff, and it's very
yeah.
cumbersome trying to actually remember who actually, what
Mhm.
we commented on or something. Somebody asked me about, it, they actually remembered it was 2 years back. And it was,
Yes, the
luckily I had some notes that I found on my own, but I could not find.
It's gonna be a lot of work, but I mean, it's, once we're done with it, it'll be very nice, very easy for people to utilize in the public to go on and see what happened. So,
No,
So it's got, sorry,
No, go.
recognition. When you scan in a hard copy of minutes from the past, as like the search has recognition of the printed words. We don't have to type in
nope, it's called,
key search words.
yeah, it's a 3-letter word. What, I'm trying to think what that was. What did you? Yes, yes, thank
Okay.
you. He showed us in a presentation, everything that it can do and what it does. And also we'll be able to put our CPLs on there so that we won't have any more paper. I will always have to keep a hard copy of minutes in the old books, which is great, but due to the fact that if anything ever happened in this building, I don't have a safe that's fireproof. They're not in the safe at all. So all of those minutes will finally be backed up and on the server, which is the next thing, in case anything ever happens. So we're ready to start back up at a different location. We still have all of our past information. So there's a lot of pluses, but yeah, I don't have to pay a lot of money.
now I see Claire seems to be the closest county that has this. How long, do you know how long they?
She has had Fiddler, I think she said about 2.5 years. And she's the one who introduced me to them at a conference, because we've been trying to find a software to use. And the one software we were going to use was great, but it was $95,000 up front. And then I had to pay for every computer and printer, and just can't do that. So after meeting Fiddler and having them come up, they came here 2 or 3 times. I was really impressed with them. Very nice.
It's like we were talking earlier, sometimes the newest software doesn't work if you're the guinea pig.
Yeah,
Trying to do
no,
it out, but
this has been out there.
been out there
Yeah,
for a while, okay.
yeah, Fiddler's been out there for quite a while, but they're just coming into Michigan now. And I think the biggest reason, and not to put down ACS or Avenue or whatever, because they keep changing their names, but they're becoming no longer, they're more of a land record software. They try to take care of the clerks, but they don't know what they're doing when it comes to the clerk world. So, and this group already works with the state of Michigan. So when it comes to our EDRS, which is our electronic death registration system, they already know how the flow goes. They're accredited with the state of Michigan. So, I mean, we've looked into all of that to make sure that they know exactly everything, that transpires in our office. And I don't think you've had any real questions with Fiddler, have you?
They pulled me into the first conversation and I asked the things I needed to ask them. They had answers for everything.
He's very nice. That's what I like. He didn't push either. I don't like pushy salespeople. But everything that they had to offer seemed great, especially in the money wise too.
Awesome. Okay.
I'm all set.
All right, I make a motion to move to bring forward the computer system software license sales agreement between Fiddler Technologies and Isabella County on behalf of Isabella County Clerk to the BOC meeting next Tuesday.
Okay, I will support that. Was there any more discussion? And you said you were gonna try to have a representative there at the meeting.
They're both
So-
gonna be there. The IT is gonna be there for the Bastion. And then Scott Moore, who is my contact rep, he's also gonna be on too. I just have to send him the stuff and send it to Jessica, and they'll both be on for questions.
Okay, any more discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. The motion passed and we'll push that to the work session. Okay, next up is consider approving the Bastion software license agreement between Fiddler Technology and Isabella County Clerk and Schedule A software service pricing and payment, and authorize board chair to sign the same. So
There is one change I would like you guys to note that Nicole caught on this. It states in the agreement Isabella County, Michigan Clerk, and it should have stated the Isabella County, Michigan, meaning the Board of Commissioners on behalf of the Isabella County Clerk. So
Mhm.
that is changed. And the new contract, that's for you guys to keep. The new agreement has been written up to reflect that. And this is not an on-site, so this is off-site.
So offsite server, and I saw that they're estimating your storage at 18 gigs is
That's a IT thing. I'm not quite sure. They're the ones that look under how many files that we have and how many futuristic files that we'll have, and they gauge it off that. They've already went through what we currently store in ACS Avenue. So I mean, that's something we could ask IT. when they're
right.
on.
Well, I got the so if you look under page 17, it kind of just goes to that. The 18 gigs is not particularly relevant other than that, it's a gauge. I was wondering how they came up with the 18 gigs and which you just explained. And I did see that the costs per month, it says in here on that page, storage costs can have a tendency to fluctuate from one price range to another. Projects such as media conversions can impact sizes. And so when this comes forward to the meeting, can we have a table on the costs for different sizes?
Sure.
Just so we know where we're getting into. It's not like a cell phone bill where we go over and they charge us,
enormous.
an enormous fee.
And that was on page 17, right?
Yes, storage costs. And then I'll at the meeting, I'll have questions on their, I guess, security protocols for moving your secure data to the server. It's not so much information that I may understand, but I'd love to have it recorded. And also their security on their server. And are they do they have backups? And where are those backups stored? Alternate site or on-site. 18 gigs doesn't seem like a lot of storage space to me, but I guess it's all forms.
And this
Not
is
a,
nothing to do with elections. So elections are nothing to do with any of this stuff. State keeps all the election stuff, but
not
But-
like it's image data, I guess.
well, it is image.
It is
data.
image data, so it will be,
It will be image.
it
data.
will be high. Or intensive
So what has your gig growth been? Is it,
I don't know. I don't take care of.
She's
this.
only at 18
Yeah.
gigs. It hasn't grown that bad.
I was wondering how
Because I
much,
think-
how much capacity are we gonna need? Is it something
I
that's?
think you're gonna start with 18, and I thought, when I talked to him, can't remember exactly, because I talked to a lot of people, but I think it went up to the next realm at like 25,000 or 25 gigs. So, but the table is gonna tell you everything.
If you take,
I know Google only charges me $1 for a gig.
well, we get away with
Yeah.
that, we, us that.
But they've got to keep
Right.
in
I don't think it's gonna cost.
the mechanics to keep all this running and
Well,
searchable.
if you take
and
the elections
web-based.
out, you're just talking basically the births, the deaths,
That's quite a lot too. Yeah.
but it should be a steady.
Marriage, license, divorce, decree. Well, divorce. decrees
Isabel
are
County
over
is
time.
growing at a slow rate, but
Yeah, he didn't think it would grow leaps and bounds. So that's, they don't typically do that unless you're gonna scan, and she's already scanned in a lot of her stuff already.
that's why I'm kind of thinking it's kind of a very steady progression.
But doesn't
with
hurt
the
to find out, say if we're at
Yeah.
18 gigs and, all of a sudden we get a,
The
Steady
media
hitter.
conversion.
But it's only $1 for an extra gig, so we're all set, right? That's how they're gonna charge.
That's a different server system, not as
There's no
secure.
mechanics to it.
Right.
I know, we're just dreaming here.
But yeah. Yeah, I guess, as long as people could get to their data with the offsite server.
basically it's just
redundancy
us
built
getting
in.
to it, yeah.
Got disaster recovery built in.
But so the grand total difference a year. So currently I'm spending 24,600, the new vendor with the software, and now having it off-site. The difference is gonna be 21,396, which we built into this current budget.
That's built into October 1st.
Correct. Yep, and it actually, I had to sign with Avenue for another 6 months because because of elections and everything else going on, I don't want to rush this. So I will have Avenue for another 6 months. So I will be staying at the 2,050 for another 6 months. And this new price won't take over till I think January, February. So
Oh, so will there be Apple, go to Apple? Will there be overlap between the two? Hopefully, I assume.
they
Well,
they will not start billing me until they take over. So I won't have to pay both of them at one time.
yeah, I guess I'm not worried as much as we know that when we do the
Conversion.
yes, the crossover to the new system, that there can be, you never, unknown hiccups.
Mhm.
And so if we've got the avenue back up for a month or a week, 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's why I signed on for 6 months, because right now it ends end of August. So I didn't want to be without.
Right.
And how much training do you think is going to be required to learn the new system? Is that good? You've looked at it as.
It
pretty
didn't look very difficult at all.
It's a
Um,
search, so it's.
yeah.
Search. Shouldn't be that bad. They're used to doing it.
Pretty much a database of
Probably.
entering.
I mean, with,
Probably more training with the
office.
media conversion stuff.
how are
He-
you guys
He said until we get it, they're with us until we feel good. And then
comfortable?
again, we go right, we can, there's a little button if we need to speak to someone. And they come right through and walk us through things or we could call them. So, but yeah, everything sounded good on their support side.
Any other questions?
Okay. I'll move to bring forward the approval of the Bastion software license agreement between Fiddler Technologies and Isabella County Clerk to the BOC meeting next Tuesday.
I will support that. Is there any more discussion? Seeing none, will vote. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. We will move that forward to the work session. then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Should I put the disclaimer in the packet that goes to full board so they see
Yeah.
the disclaimer?
Please.
Do you want the information from the attorney put in that too, or?
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't receive that. in an
Walter,
email.
Walter today. Okay, thanks, guys.
Thanks very much for
Yes,
answering all the
thank you.
questions.
Sure. Thank you, Michelle.
Okay, at that point, we're back to the call to the public. No one physically here, so is there anybody on the phone?
No, there is not, Mr. Chair.
Okay, with that, we'll move on and I will adjourn the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. I think I'll always sit here, so you have to turn around.
I know, well, I gotta